Ron, you ready? Okay, come on up, Ron. So Ron's gonna lay, why don't we have you go head here? Let's have you go feet and legs here. So like I said, Ron's been getting all kinds of fun things. Let's have you go, and you know what, pop your shoes off too so you're a little more cozy. We'll have you go head here, feet and legs there. So like I said, vertigo, dizziness, balance issues, brain fog, fatigue, muscle pain. Am I missing anything, Ron?
Sounds like
Back pain.
I think I've got them all.
Yeah.
Okay, so head here, legs that way. Flip this way, head on my side. And I tell everybody the same thing. It's not because you're getting old. So that's one thing that people always try to tell me, oh, I'm getting old. Scooch towards my side here. Okay, so traditional muscle testing, all right, you can use any muscle you want, but I'm going to use the arm. It tends to be the easiest. So the anterior deltoid, which sits at the front of your shoulder here, is tested in this position. And the thing about muscle testing is it's not a strength test, okay? So it's not push as hard as I physically can. It's I'm gonna push until he just gently matches my effort. So let's practice that, Ron. So you're kind of a pro at this point. So match my effort, right there. So let's do a couple of those in a row. Perfect. So all I'm doing is I'm leaning in until I feel his and my pressure match perfectly, okay? And right at the end there, he has a nice lock, okay? First place I always check on everybody is I go to the belly button. That's for the central nervous system. Because if you have a problem with your central nervous system, brain, spinal cord, you have a problem with everything. So if this is an issue, everything's an issue. Even if your symptom was down in here, right? I'm always gonna go here first, even if a symptom's down here or somewhere else, okay? So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna block this spot, I'm gonna activate this spot, and I'm gonna lean in with the same pressure, I'm gonna see what his arm does. Okay, so match my pressure, Ron. And he goes weak, okay? And in this case, that's a good thing. Okay, the belly button is the only spot in the body where you want that to be weak, okay? Every other point in the body, strength means something that good's happening there, okay? Just for fun, there's a second central nervous system point at the opening of the mouth. So can I actually have you open the mouth for me? I'm actually gonna go right over the open mouth and I'm gonna do the same test. I'm gonna see if that goes weak. Hold there. Uh-oh. He's rock solid at this point. So what that means is his central nervous system is not blocked on a basic level, but it's blocked on an advanced level, deeper. So now I'm going to show you what's called, I call it the loop. That's my nickname for it, by the way. These are called finger modes, okay? Each fingertip correlates to a different category of what's causing something, okay? So fingertip, right, like this is structural and techniques mode. Okay, so this is something that must be done to the body in order to resolve the problem that I'm asking about. So what I'm looking for is change. So if I now go here and this goes from strong to weak, that means this is the category I need to start with. Okay, so let's see what happens. Hold there. No change, right? Nobody sees this go weak. So we know that's not where I'm going. Let's go chemistry. So that's number two. Number two is chemistry, right? Things in the body that shouldn't be there, things the body needs, doesn't have enough of. Let's see what happens. Hold there. Ah, limp noodle. So what does that mean? He's got a chemistry issue. Okay, well here's the problem. There's about 1,000 chemistry issues that people could have. So this is where testing kits come in traditional. Okay, so in traditional muscle testing, these are called bioelectric kits or bioenergetic signature kits. So many of you have had these done on you. I'm like 80% of everybody here. And what they do is we found out the resonant frequency that all kinds of things resonate with, all right? Pathogens, foods, body structures, organs, glands, okay? We resonate those into a homeopathic medium. And when you put these things into the biofield, right? Biofield ends up going about 3 inches off the body. So if I put these on a biofield, all right, if anything in here is part of this chemical problem, I'm gonna get a change. If it changes nothing, I just eliminated 50 reasons why Ron has this problem, okay? So I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna go back to here, and if you remember earlier, this was strong. So I'm gonna see if this goes weak. So open the mouth slightly, Ron. And same effort you gave. No change. So I just eliminated 50 reasons. Okay, let's go another kit. Okay, this is just a different type, different flavor. Open the mouth for me. And same effort, hold here. And here, hold there. We get a weakness. So something in here is our issue, right? So these are stacked in a way so they can be folded. So these are different organ and gland points. So Ron, if I could have you, just hold this like that for me. Now I'm going slow here, but if you become proficient at this, It happens very quickly, right? But I wanted to make sure you guys know what I'm trying to do. So open this guy here, hold there, no change. So I know it's on the upper side here that he's not looking at. So Ron, take your palm there, center of your palm right over the center of your mouth, just like I did. Yep. I have a free hand now. I'm going to touch section by section until I find out what this is. Hold here. Okay, hold here. Bingo. So I know it's in this 4 section I just touched. So I'm going to go one thing at a time. Hold here. It's not that. Hold here. It's not that. Hold here. Bingo. Hiatal hernia. Anybody ever heard of that? Don't they always tell you it's not fixable without surgery? That's what I've been told. I had one. Okay, that's not true. The reason people get hiatal hernia is the most common reason is chronic emotional stress. What that then does is it typically spasms the diaphragm and other muscles, and that then pulls the stomach up, and then you get your hiatal hernia. Okay, it's the most common reason. But in Ron's case, his body says, hey, this is actually locking up his central nervous system. That's how impactful this is. Right? So no wonder Ron has vertigo, right? His brain and spinal cord are not functioning at optimum levels because of this. So now what I can do is I put that on his body, okay? So it's as if I'm touching this hiatal hernia and testing it, but now I don't have to touch it because I have it on his body, okay? I'm going back here. And so now instead of testing his mouth, I don't care about that right now. Now I'm focusing all my energy on the hiatal hernia. And I want to see, why does he have a hiatal hernia? So first, let's see what his arm does with this on it. It'll either be strong or it'll be weak. Either one's okay in this case. Hold here. And he's weak. Okay. Now we go into our loop, and I'm looking for strength. I'm looking for change. So just for shits and giggles, let's put him into stress mode. That's number 3. I haven't shown you that yet. Okay, that's emotional mode. That's emotional trauma or chronic stress. Let's see if it changes from weak to strong. Hold here. Oh, bingo. He's rock solid. So either because of current stress or previous emotional trauma or stress, Ron has a hiatal hernia from that. So one fun solution for that is emotional homeopathics. Okay, so I've got 2 flavors here. All of these. So this is probably 75 different ones. And this is probably another 38. I've got about 110 flowers. How am I going to test all these without us all being here for 6 hours tonight? Because we're going to be here a really long time. Well, that's where quantum muscle testing comes in, right? Why does this work when you do a distance muscle test? I believe we all come from the same place and we're all part of some mass consciousness, and so this is allowed as a rule, but I can't prove it, but it seems to work. So I make sure I'm connected to Ron. It says yes. I'm going to say, hey, do we have anything here? Yeah, something in here. So, okay, box 1, box 2. So box 2, I get a strong reaction that says, yeah, go to box 2. So I'm going to go box 2. I'm going to go through, okay, it's one of these, this one. Okay, so fuchsia flower. Okay, so in terms of that case, let's put it on his body with the other one. Okay, if you remember, he was weak with this. If this is now strong, that means, hey, my distance test was correct. I got the right remedy to start working on this hiatal. Now, Ron, just out of curiosity, because this is a hiatal hernia, so do you get acid reflux? Do you get a pressure in the chest sometimes when you're eating? Do you get a sour taste in your mouth from time to time?
I get acid reflux from time to time, but I don't get a sour taste.
So acid reflux. Okay, so this is probably at least one reason he has it. Is it the only reason? Probably not, but I'd say it's probably a major contributor. So let's go see what happens. Hold there for me, Ron. Awesome. So he's rock solid. Okay. Even in traditional muscle testing, okay, there's only 2 ways to really use this. This is either external on the skin, because it's homeopathic, or it's inside the mouth. So 2 ways I could test that. One is I could put this on his body. Oh, there we go. And I could ask his body. I could say, hey, Ron, do you want this internally? Oh, yeah. He says, yeah, I want that internally. So, okay, open the mouth, Ron. Margaritaville, here it comes. Little birdie. Okay, so we gave him that. Now you would think, right, because healthcare has taught you that things don't change quickly, but many things can change quickly. So we only gave to him that maybe 5-10 seconds ago. Let's see if he's already getting stronger with this same vial that made him go weak a second ago. So let's go there. Hold there. Rock solid now. Rock solid. So if I want, I can go back through this loop and I can look for things that might make it go weak, because what that would tell me is there's more layers to this problem. Oh, and how funny. Nothing's changed it yet. Well, how funny. That's the only reason he had it. So that's corrected right now. So the next time I saw him on a follow-up, I might put this in my note. I would come back to this and I'd say, hey, let's check this again. Okay, because if you do a lot of muscle testing, what you learn is these things work in layers. So what his body just told me is this layer tonight on this particular problem, this is all he's got right now. He only had that special emotional blockage. That's the big chunk of this. Next time I see him, he might have untwisted some things and all of a sudden this comes up again. And it says, hey, here's some more emotional things that he had stuffed over many years, or here's a parasite, or here's a bacteria. So you see it might present some more fun things. How much sense did any of that make? A little bit. It's like drinking from a fire hose. I get it. Okay, Ron, thank you. I'm going to go get the next volunteer. Can we get a hand for Ron? Because that was pretty cool. Okay. All right, so if that already didn't make your mind explode, the next thing I'm about to show you is probably going to blow it wide open and then some. And that's distance muscle testing. I showed you a little bit there, but this is where it gets really interesting. So, does anybody have a symptom going on right now? Could be a pain, could be a dizziness. Oh, we have 2 people. Okay, who do we have?
Angela and Ava.
Angela and Ava. Okay, Angela, where are you at right now? I missed you. Okay, Angela, why don't you come up with me? Let's work on you. What do you have going on? If you don't mind me asking. Do you have a symptom going on?
Yeah, I have a horrible headache behind the eyes and up here.
Well, I mean, I don't want to celebrate that, but that means that's something. I was about to say good, but I realized that that's probably not the reaction I should have had. All right, so with you here, I'm going to do that scan that I was talking about earlier, okay? So let me teach you how this works. So once again, it's the fingertips, okay? So you can see in here, there's a glass plate with the camera behind it, and it's set at 45. All right, so when you put your hand in there, each fingertip, you go straight in, and it's going to be this part of your finger right here. The amount of pressure you're going to put is like that. All right, so you want to make full contact and just a gentle pressure like this, okay? So let me pull this up. There we go. Okay, and let's make you a full scan. Okay, so come on over. I'm going to put this little guy, so this is where you can stick the thumb through. It'll hold it level for you. Yeah. Should. There we go. Okay, so thumb first on the right hand, if you won't mind. Yep, and you can hold this too if you need to. So just go until you make at least just a light pressure contact straight in, and let's see if you did it right. Oh, you're nice. You're natural. Let's go pointer finger. So you're just gonna go one finger at a time. We'll go each one. Beautiful. Let's go middle finger. And I'll pull this up for you guys to see. Okay, ring finger. And let's go pinky. Okay, let me make sure the pinky went out. I think it went right. Let me double check. Perfect. Okay, left thumb if you don't mind. Yep. Left pointer. And middle. And left ring. And left pinky. Hot dang, son, you're natural. Okay. So then, did you have your chair? Could you grab your chair for me? Or can we get her a chair she could use? Because I'm going to have her sit right next to me. I'm going to have her sit right here. I'm going to set up here. Actually, we can keep it like this. Let's actually, you know what? Let's just have her sit right with me. Let's have her sit right with me. We'll put it. Let's do it this way. That's a little awkward if you're straight off the other way. All right. So let's analyze this and throw it up there so we have our baseline. Oh, hold on. I gotta close this. There we go. All right. Let's grab my other screen here. Ooh ah. Okay. So just for fun. That's her right now. That's her biofield. Okay, so this is each of her fingertips stitched together. So here's the original pictures of what it looks like, okay, black and white. And then what the system has done, it's colorized it based on how many joules of energy she's spending per finger. So we could go to the originals. That's the originals, each of her 10 fingers. And then here's them colorized to show how much energy she's spending. So like I said, that's the stitching. And what's cool is you can then go through this, you can say, oh, here's how much energy she spends there, here's how much energy she spends there, and you can go across this whole kit and caboodle. My favorite 2 tabs are chakras and area diagram. So there's your chakras right now. Kind of interesting. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, it's like a little spiral. Don't get too hung up on that. Okay, but the more interesting one is this one. Damn it, Angela, why are you so balanced? It's like I just worked on you yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, so she's crazy balanced right now because she's in green on almost everything. Darn it, well, that's okay. We're gonna work on you anyway. So what I'm gonna now do is, I'm gonna pull up, I'm gonna go to, instead of this, I'm gonna go screen mirror. Hopefully the next person's not so balanced. I'm like, damn it, Angela, it's almost like you get care.
Sorry to disappoint.
It's almost like I'm fixing you. What is going on? Okay, let me see if I can make it do this way. Okay. All right, so what you're seeing on the left there is an app of my own creation. I'm kind of a mad scientist. Because what I found was a lot of the apps, so for example, one of the gurus I learned from, Brad Nelson, he has an app, I use it all the time. It's called the Body Code app. It's actually on the App Store. It's a great app, but it doesn't include all the stuff that I find with people's trauma. So let's ask about your headache. Where is it, if you want to point it to me so I can see where it's at?
Well, it's mostly the pressure behind the eyes.
Okay.
My eyes are burning a lot.
Okay, so pressure behind the eyes. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm remoted into her and I'm gonna ask her subconscious a bunch of questions about, okay, well, why does she have the pressure behind the eyes? And so I'm looking at my app on the left there that you see on the screen, and I'm asking certain questions about, okay, where's the problem? And it says it's right here. So I get a strong reaction on my self-muscle testing on this there. So this is emotions and anatomy. She hits on what's called a heart wall emotion. Heart wall emotions are emotions that you use as a front to keep people away from you when you have emotional trauma. So I'm going through my charts here, and all I'm doing is I'm looking. Okay, so I'm zooming in on this section right here, and it says, yeah, something in there. And I get the emotion of disturbed. Okay. So I take it down, I write it down. All right, and now I need to say, well, okay, do I need to know more, though, in order to let this go? I don't. And then I can ask the question, is there anything connected to it? Meaning, is there something else that needs to happen in order to let this go? It says no. And is there anything special I have to do to let it go? No. So now here's the really weird part. All you're going to do is, because we're connected, I'm just going to tell everybody, hey, you can let go of that heart wall emotion. It's that easy. And after you've been doing this a long time, you feel energy move if you know what you're doing. And I felt energy move, so I know it's gone. So I'm going to go back to my home screen, and I'm going to say, hey, okay, what else is going on? And it brings me to the mind category, and you can see I've got quite a bit of robust options here. So I'll zoom in. It brings me to the far left. Okay, and it brings me to the category of avoidance of something or a desire to do something that's not good for you. Okay, and she's in the desire to do something that's not good for her category. Okay. All right, so then what we can do is, come on, come here. Do I have my phone over there? I do somewhere, right? Oh, it's right here. All right, so I'm gonna pull up my other app here, and I'm gonna go to the section of, hey, I wanna do something that I shouldn't wanna do. Okay, so she's in section 3 on mine, and it is 2. She wants to win no matter what, no matter the cost. Okay, do we need to know more about that? Is there a connection? Anything special to let it go? So it needs something special in this case to let this go. Okay, well, what can we do? Could we do one of these homeopathics? No, unfortunately not. Could we talk about something? We couldn't talk about something. Could we use a number? Interesting. So numbers have healing capabilities, and she tests for the number 1. Okay. Anything else to that? No. Do we need to know more? Okay. So now I'm going to tell everybody, hey, I want you to resonate with the number 1. So we're just going to say, hey, body, resonate with number 1, and release and let go of a desire to win no matter what it takes. So does she still have it? Nah, it's gone. So then we go back. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go layer by layer until her body says, hey, there's not much else you can do right now. And then we'll do another scan and we'll see what happens. And then we'll also see what happens with her symptoms after I get enough of it gone. So the next thing happened, heart wall emotion. Once again, emotions you use to protect yourself from other people. Now what I find is going to be interesting is when we probably scan her, my guess is instead of being nice and balanced like it was earlier where it's got that nice circle, she's probably going to get a big spike of energy to go somewhere else to heal something. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, so anxiety comes up. More details, connection, anything special to let it go? No. So we'll just let go of heart wall of anxiety. And is that a current anxiety from her life? Do you have something going on in your life that's making you really anxious at the moment?
My job.
Okay. So it's something recent. A lot of times though, a lot of these things are old. But so far, all I'm getting is emotion after emotion. So now I've got a generic emotion. Hatred. That's a good one. That's okay, it happens. More details, connection, anything special to let it go. In this case, needs something special. Homeopathic, a number. So she likes numbers. Number 1, number 2, number 2. Anything else about that? Nope, so we're gonna codify code number 2 and let go of the stuck hatred. So once again, emotions are typically the actual root cause to most things. Okay, still going. Hey, finally. Okay, physical category. So these are things that are actually physically wrong with the human body. So she tests on bottom left corner. Cycles. Circadian rhythm. How's your sleep?
Not good.
Okay, that's what I figured. So how did I know that? Because the circadian rhythm is what controls sleep, if I can spell it. Circadian. I'm just gonna put R. I'm gonna give up on that. All right, so she's got a circadian rhythm problem. Okay, but here's the issue. All right, well, why is that? Well, once again, you can ask. Okay, all right, so it's taking me to entity category. Okay. Category A, a blockage. A blockage to experiencing a positive emotion. So, okay, so let's see what the specific emotion is that she has a really hard time feeling, and that's amused. So a block to feeling amused. So does that mean she never feels amused? No, it just makes it a lot more difficult for her right now to feel that way about things. So do we need to know more? Is there a connection? Anything special to let it go? No. So we're just gonna release that blockage and let it go. Another reason she can't have this circadian rhythm be normal? No. Other reasons for the pressure behind the eyes. Okay, any blockages to finding it? Okay, does she want to have the pressure behind the eyes? Does she want to get rid of the pressure? Does she feel like she deserves to get rid of the pressure? Okay, cool. So the reason I asked those questions is, okay, because what I hit there was I hit a barrier where it said there's not any other layers right now that you can do. Now what I could ask, and this is one we could ask, I could go to what I call my technique section, which is things you can do, and could I do something to speed up getting rid of the symptom? I could. So it's taking me to top left, and I could go here, affirmations. Okay, so she's got to say something nice about herself. So she must be feeling a little down on herself lately. A little down on yourself? Okay. So let's see what the specific affirmation is. I am courageous. Okay. Okay, do I have to do another one? Okay, how many times? 10 times, 20 times? Okay, now I'm not gonna freak everybody out and make her do this out loud, all right? I think I'm pretty weird, but I still find it kind of weird when you do it in front of like 25 people, that you're yelling at you're courageous to everybody in here. So if you don't mind, in your head right now, 10 times, I am courageous, and I'll do it with you in my head. So I could say, she's courageous, she's courageous, she's courageous. I'm gonna do it in my head. Okay, energy's going. So I felt a little shift in my body, so that probably means we got rid of it. Does she need to do more? Nah. Could I do something else for that symptom at the moment to speed it up? I can't. All right, so for shits and giggles, let's do a new scan, and let's see if I'm right. I wonder if all of a sudden, instead of this nice balanced circle, that all of a sudden she's gonna get a big offshoot spike into one of her organs and glands or systems. So I'm gonna do full scan. Same thing you did earlier if you don't mind. Right thumb straight in. Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't catch you. Right thumb again. Appreciate you. Yes. Lovely. Yes. Let me see that one. Go back up. Just go a little higher when you do it this time. Just a smidge lower. It's almost perfect. Okay, now go left thumb. Yeah, perfect. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Oh, you got it. Never mind. Left pointer. Uh-huh. Middle. And ring. And pinky. Perfect. Okay, have a seat in your normal chair. You don't have to sit there if you don't want. That way you can actually see yours. Ah, and look who's right. Sacrum. All of a sudden, she sends a bunch of energy to her sacrum, both sides, right? So if we go in, oh, thanks, man. Yeah. So you can see, right, if we go back and forth, so here's her original, you can see all of a sudden, she's sending a bunch of energy, if you look at the right side, to her sacral, right? Boom. Now you'd think, well, is that bad? Did he just imbalance her? Well, technically, yes, but that's because the body needs to then send energy somewhere to heal something else. right? So the body's like a pie, okay? And you're only supposed to spend so much energy on certain things, right? So in this case, she was doing a really good job of just being in homeostasis, right? She's spending just the right amount of energy on everything. Okay, but in order to heal something, I have to then take energy from one thing and I have to send it somewhere else to fix it. So there must be something in her sacrum that was related to this that now needs to fix itself. Maybe it was twisted. Maybe there was a damage there, okay? Just for fun too, let's go to the original chakra one. Okay, so that was her original one. Interesting. So you can see how the entire thing does a completely different pattern. So chakra, now if we did another one, another 10 minutes, you would see it would change even more. But the way I learned chakras work is a lot of people think they're just straight up and down and they just do this, okay? They don't work like that. You can tell that they're a spiral because you see how there's a spiral pattern to this, right? Where it's more of a twist. So because we just broke open some trauma for her, right? It's now untwisting itself. Probably about 10 minutes from now, if I do another one, it'll be a completely different pattern, but it'll stay that way unless I broke it open and did something else. Cool. All right, who's my second volunteer? Ava. You ready? Okay, can I get that same chair that I had a second ago? Can I take your chair that you already have? Okay, Ava, what do you got? Give it to me.
Shoulder.
Okay, the same one?
Yep.
Okay, I can't remember which one it was, the right shoulder. Okay. So we've been unpacking layer by layer of her shoulder this last week because it's been doing all kinds of fun stuff. Now, is there actually soreness right now, or is it just clicking again?
No clicking, but
Oh, good.
soreness.
Okay, but just in the front?
Here and then
Okay.
the pressure up in the neck, front of the neck.
Okay, so we're talking right neck, and then we're talking a little bit into the clavicle. Okay, oh, and actually, can I do that scan on you, by the way?
Sure.
Let me just clean this off one sec, because I don't want this to be smudgy. So just like I showed her, as you see there's a 45 glass plate, you go straight in, and the pressure is going to be this much right on the tip of your hand.
Okay.
Okay? So, and then this is going to help you hold your finger in the right spot. Okay. So, and you can hold this with the other hand if you need to. Let me get you your own scan. Okay, can you do your right thumb for me? So, yep, just like that. You bet. Okay, let's see what we got. Turn your thumb barely to the left. Just barely. Or let me see. Okay. Right there. Don't change anything. Yes. Now your pointer finger for me, please. Straight in. Okay. Now your middle for me. Yep. Okay. Ring. Right there. Pinky. Now you got it. And left thumb. Are you guys finding this interesting, I hope? Either that or we're gonna have a mass exodus. If my schedule next week shrinks, then I'll know. Okay, yep, you got it. Hopefully you've got some screwing up going on here. I can't have all my patients healthy. You can't all be balanced. I know I'm doing a decent job, but my goodness, it can't all be balanced. Okay, son of a, okay, so your chakras are actually pretty good. What about your, okay, okay, now we got something. Okay, so
You're happy now?
I'm happy. All right, well, and I assume you don't have a prostate, so I'm just gonna just, I mean, these days they can do almost anything apparently, so, but I'll assume it's probably not sending it to your prostate. So lots of energy to the sacrum, and and then to the thyroid. We've got a fair amount, thyroid, larynx, trachea, so neck and thyroid area, little bit to the respiratory system. Everything else pretty decent, so it's mostly sacrum and thyroid, larynx, and throat and stuff. Okay, so at least we got a baseline. That's where we're gonna start. So now, I'll shrink that for a sec. We've got our stuff here. Let's pull up my little baby here, my favorite invention, and let's ask her by some questions. And what it says is fear. Okay. Now that's very on theme for when I worked on you last time, right? Fear was the core of what's going on here. So now I gotta say, well, is it a specific fear? It's not a specific fear, it's just generic fear. Is there a source for it though that I should be aware of? And that's true. So I have a source tab, and these are all the sources I've discovered over time working on people. Oh, how fun is that? Universe. So what does that mean? That means that our universe is stuck in so much fear that it actually influences her, and she's stuffed it herself. She took it in like a sponge. Okay, more details, their connection, anything special to let it go. Good, I like that you're not picky. So we're just gonna let go of the fear. The only thing we had to know was that it was a universe origin. So that's gone. Okay, cool. So we go back in. All right, why else does she have the weird thing in there in neck and shoulder? Okay, there's more reasons. So we're going through. Oh, fear comes up again. All right, so there's a theme building here. Is it a specific one? It is. So now I'm actually going through. It's going to be top left corner, A, 1A. And we're going through. Okay, the fear that she is broken beyond the ability for anybody to repair her. So basically feeling like, I don't know if anybody's be able to fix me. I'm kind of a lost cause. So do we need to know more? I don't. Is there something connected to that? No. Do we have to do anything special to let it go? Golly, I like that. Make my life easy. So we're just going to tell our body, hey, man, you can release that fear that you're broken beyond repair, because that's not true. You're fixable. And let's just see, okay, is that still there? Nah, it's gone. All right, so we'll go back and let's go through. New category, emotions and anatomy. So we've got heart wall emotion. So once again, these are emotions that build during trauma. And once again, keep people at arm's length. It says it's in my chart on the left. So I click it. And we go through agitated. Okay, now that doesn't mean recently. Could be at any time. Do we need to know more? Anything connected to it? Anything special to let it go? Nah, nice and easy. So we just say, hey. Now you see me doing this energy work where I'm pulling something out. None of that is required. But it is kind of fun to do. So totally unrequired, not necessary, but it is enjoyable. Okay, so physical category comes up, meaning physical problem with her body. Brings me to bottom left corner B. So we're going through dental problem. Okay, so we go to dental. You can see I've added a lot of dental issues that I found on people over the years that cause all kinds of things. Okay, so I'm going to say, okay, well, what is it? All right, it's not A, it's B. Okay, is it a crown? No. Is it a dentate ligament? No. It's not a denture. Lack of blood flow. So does she have a lack of blood flow to her teeth and gums? That's true. Now, when's your dentist ever going to tell you that? Probably never. Okay, so now, is there a connection to why that's happening? And that's true. So we got to figure out, well, why does she have restricted blood flow? And where are we going? We're going to fears. More fears. So once again, this is why the origin to many problems in health are almost always in the trauma and emotions. The fear of being a bad person. Very common one, not unique at all to her. It's one of the most common fears that people have, is that they're not a good person. So at least that makes you have a little more faith in humanity. At least everybody's a little humble. So do we need to know more? We do. Where it came from. See, now this is important. So her body's saying, hey, we have to understand where you got that from. Authority figure comes up. So who are authority figures? Doctors, teachers, your parents, your older brother that you looked up to. This is any person that you feel has a little bit of power over you because they have some clout, right? I might be an authority figure to someone because I have a degree. I'll tell you right now, that degree doesn't mean much, so don't worry. I'm not going to hold it over you. Okay, so, all right, so do we need to know more about it? Yes. Who the authority figure is? Okay, so is it one of her parents? Yes. Is it her mom? No. Is it her dad? This is the authority figure of her father. Now, that doesn't mean he's a bad dad, right? This doesn't mean that at all. But it means at some point something happened, and that's where this got seeded. Was this during childhood? Sure. 0 to 10 years old, 0 to 5, 5 years old, 4 years old. Okay, 4 years old, was your father around?
He passed when I was 7.
7. So what about 4?
He was
Age 4.
still there. He was
Okay.
still around at 4.
Do you know what was going on in his life at the time or your life at the time when you were 4?
He was an alcoholic.
So why would that build for her? Her father's an alcoholic. You don't mind, is it okay if I talk about it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
So what's the connection there? Well, she's 4 years old. You would think a 4-year-old doesn't know much about anything and not understanding these things. They understand way more than you're giving them credit for. So as a 4-year-old, she's picking up on the fact that I don't ever want to be an alcoholic because I feel that might be connected with that's not a good thing to do as a good person. She's concerned I might become my father one day. So she becomes afraid of it, right? I'm afraid to become my dad. I'm afraid to become an alcoholic. And that's only at 4 years old. And then probably since that day, she's had restricted blood flow to her teeth, which is then causing some dental problem that then leads to this problem in her shoulder now, this long later. I'm not going to out you on your age now. Okay, so do we have to know more? We don't. Is there a connection? Do we have to do anything fancy? No. So we're just going to say, hey, let's let go of this fear of being a bad person from when you were 4 because you observed your father. And does she still have it? Nah. Something else causing the lack of blood flow? No. So I'm already out of that, see? Now, if I did only traditional muscle testing, okay, here's the benefit, okay? Why is this version of muscle testing quite superior in the long run? Because what would happen is if I was doing direct muscle testing, I probably will find the same problem, okay? But I might think this is basically a physical only problem. So I might sit here and keep putting her on supplements for her teeth. I might keep giving her vitamin C. I might keep giving all the things we know typically help teeth and gums. I may never highlight what this actually is, which is a trauma from all the way back at 4 years old. It would take way too much effort to find it. Okay, so something else for the right shoulder. Okay, so now we're getting our first no. How about anything for that right neck side? No. Anything for clicking? Okay, anything blocking me from finding more? Does she feel like she deserves to heal it? Does she feel like she can heal it? Does she feel like she can heal it quickly? Cool. So now, just for shits and giggles, let's do another scan, and let's just see what her scan does. Let's see where her energy goes, if you don't mind. So, I just want to make sure, is your watch part of that? Okay, no, good. All right, so let's pull up BioWell, and let's do a full scan. Okay, right thumb, we'll go through the same process. Yes. Nice. And yes, I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yep. Yes. Left thumb, please. You're a quick learner.
Thanks.
Left 4. A little lower. That was a little too high. Yes. 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 Cool. Okay, take your chair back to your spot. That way you can get cozy and you can see what's going on here. Ooh. Well, how fun is this? So, I'm going to do this back and forth. Original, new. Look at the area right here and here. Okay? Old, all the energy's going there. Boom. Normal. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, next one, I want you to focus here. Her respiratory system, right? And this is only 30 seconds after I've finished. If we do one in 10 minutes from now, it's going to be even more balanced. But watch the respiratory system here on the left. Boom, 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 boom. So you can see it's already starting to balance and reduce. Okay, other one you can see. Here's her sacrum spike, right? Right, we talked about that earlier, so watch there. Pre, post, pre, post. So it's about to go into the green zone. And it's only been a couple of seconds. So really interesting. You can also see if we look at the right, so here's new, here's old. You can see in here she actually has under energy, okay, in brain, coronary vessels, and in teeth. She's actually low on energy in her teeth, right side. And you can see if we get to the new one, boom. Huge energy spike in her jaw and teeth. You see it here? So you see almost red line? Watch. Boom. She shoots up in energy to wear the teeth. Why? Because we worked on her dentistry. So then, and then for fun, go old one. Chakras, let's see what they do. I'm more curious. Woof! Explosion. So we're really opening up some interesting things. And once again, you wouldn't think because most people think, well, nothing's happening. But you can see, if we go back and forth, you can see how the energy starts changing. So for example, if you go here, okay, this is ear, nose, maxillary sinus, and here's the jaw right side. You can see the gap in her energy field, whereas you see all of this is nice. So this is what you want a normal, healthy person to look like, where it's nice and filled in and even. You can see there's a massive gap here. If we go to the new one, bingo. So you can see how that gap fills right in, and it's only been 30 seconds. If we do it another 10 minutes after her body keeps balancing things, it'll go even more balanced. So kind of fun. Give her a hand, because that's a lot. I know that's, you got to be brave to talk about your trauma like that. So hopefully you found that interesting. Questions on those three cases, I guess. Questions on those? I know, it's like drinking from a fire hose. Like I said, if you thought the direct testing was going to blow open your mind, the distance really blows open the mind after that. So, okay, so let me pull up my slides here. Well, we're right there. Okay. You survived the hard part. Okay, so how do you get more involved? Well, if you're not a patient, you can become one. So these are some of my patients, but actually this is my most recent class. So I actually teach kinesiology now. So we just had our first foundational Kines 1. So one option, you can become a patient if you're not interested in learning, okay? Second option though, hey, if you want to learn, we're teaching now. So we just taught our first class. Our next one, now Teresa, do I have this correct? October 26th and 27th? Is that the correct dates?
25, 26.
Okay, so obviously I don't know my own dates. 25, 26, so that's a full day Saturday, and we're gonna do a full day Sunday. That's 2 full days. Okay, so that's gonna go 9 to 1, and then from 2 to 5:30, both full days. Okay, and for the class syllabus on that, this is all the stuff. Okay, so I'm essentially gonna be teaching how to treat a person exactly like I did Ron, because you kind of have to start baseline before you get really crazy weird like me and you're fiddling your fingertips and saying, here's why you have this thing, okay? So you start with foundation basics. So these are all the things we're gonna be going through. A lot of what I showed you tonight are the things that I learned, plus more, okay? So that's gonna be 25th, 26th.